What's going on, everybody? This is Czar here to do a 2014 pre-AES hangout. Everybody go ahead and introduce themselves.
Derek Moats, sound designer, producer, engineer.
B Lyles, representing one third of three snares. You can see the website below. Check it out and give it a chance.
All right. So we're going to get right into this and discuss some products that's been announced previous to the AES show. A lot of companies like to get a head start. And then, of course, we'll be back like we normally do with a wrap-up of what all that was announced at AES. So the first thing we'll talk about here is Propeller Head has released Reason 8. And Darius, you got Reason 8, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Just
What,
want me to go into it?
yeah, what did you come from? Because you skipped a version, didn't you?
Yeah, I skipped 7, but technically I didn't skip 7. I purchased 7 and then they gave me an upgrade to 8.
Okay, okay. So go ahead, tell us what's in 8. What's new in it?
Pretty much it had a total makeover. Pretty much, it doesn't have the boring interface that it had before. It looks more Macish, almost, kind of, sort of, with the gray trans. What is it? Transport? Like,
Yeah, looks a little less cartoonish.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It looks like a pretty much a doll now.
Now, I see they've added with the drag and drop feature now.
Yes. Um, the drag and drop feature is a great feature, but what I like most about it, they actually have the menu to the side now. So, like, if you want to change a preset or if you want to access a particular utility or instrument, it's on the side versus you having to click up, right click to do anything. You just drag it over, from the menu screen and just drop it inside of it. It's awesome. And along with those who have um, lots of samples. You can just drag it into it, and open and stuff like this. I like the change.
Yeah, see, I'm still on Reason 4. So,
Wow.
Derek, you got Reason?
Yeah, I have Reason 6.5. I don't use it as much anymore, so I didn't get 7. 8 does look really good, but me personally, I just don't see myself using it much anymore with what I'm using other things, Studio One and Machine and multiple VSTs, and I just don't use Reason as much anymore.
This is what I like most about Reason, Derek. They have it was featured in 7, the external instrument feature. Um,
Oh yeah.
that is huge. So if you do have a lot of VST instruments, you can use those and standalone and bring those instruments into Reason 8. So that's what made me that's what kind of sold me on it, because one thing I like about Reason, if you're having a live band session, it's a lot easier to do tracking and stuff within Reason itself, because if you want to send the effect, you don't have to worry about plugins and all that. Reason doesn't crash. So um,
Yeah.
to me,
It's like the most stable program ever. I don't
yeah,
think I've ever seen Reason crash.
right. If you're having a big session going on live, or just a big session period, just to kind of like scrap up ideas, you can bring in those standalone instruments into Reason. So that's why I have it. That's my security. So, like, if my logic is not acting right, I know that I can fall back and bring my machine into Reason 8 and complete production in Reason.
Wow. So, what
So,
do you have to use like a Soundflower or something to bring the audio back in, or
I my machine has a virtual,
okay,
right, and I use that.
and it just so you don't even have to use nothing else, just
Nothing else. It's
it's a
just
MIDI device.
exactly just straight machine and Reason. I mean, it's awesome. If it was me, I would recommend it. Just to probably won't upgrade. All the stuff that Reason has now is pretty much what I need. I don't know what they're gonna have to do something spectacular for me to upgrade past this point, because as long as I have the integration with machine and Reason together, I'm fine. and also they have the bus processing and stuff out, and they have everything that I need to mix and everything I use to incorporate into Reason now. So it's gonna have to be a huge update for me to move past.
Yeah, I tell you what, the time stretching in Reason sounds really good too.
Yes, and they
Probably
are.
the best time stretch algorithms.
Oh
I
yeah,
would,
I agree. I agree with you.
So run that back. So you said you can. So standalone VSTs, you say you can use in Reason now, like how you can use standalone VSTs in Machine.
Case in point, I use this for an example. Say for instance, we want to utilize the drums and battery, right? We can pull up the battery as a standalone instrument. You know how you got the machine, you got battery,
yeah.
you got right. So you can use those in standalone and bring those into machine and use it as an external instrument. Yes, via MIDI. It's an external MIDI.
But that's only with standalone ones though.
Yeah, standalone instruments. Yeah, right.
But you could bring any VST in the machine. That's what you're saying, right?
No, I know I can bring up my standalone VSTs into Machine, like how you taught me. I was used what was I pulling up the Waves element in Machine and using that.
You can do that, right? You pull it up. If you can, say for instance, if you want to use your machine, like you got Element that pulls up a machine, right? Just bring machine and a Reason.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You still can use your VST.
In yeah, yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about doing that.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind, anytime you need to use a VST, just utilize the machine.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. It's a really good idea.
I recommend the upgrade.
So you're saying open up the
He's saying like open up machine standalone,
yeah.
and then you're sending MIDI from Reason, and then the audio back from machine back into Reason. But then you can open any VST you want pretty much in machine,
So what's your host?
The verse
machine and Reason together.
that
I
Like
have to try that. Yeah, I'm almost lost here. So
they're basically running at the same time and they're MIDI synced, right?
correct.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Rewire.
No, Reason 7 has a. I wish I had this thing. Could you go to Propel? Could you show your screen for a second? Because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's a new MIDI output device
Yeah.
where you,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you can hook external. You can hook an external synthesizer up via MIDI and back into Reason. And he's saying basically you can do the same thing with a standalone VST,
Right.
Okay.
side by side.
Right.
That's
So
dope.
yeah, it's awesome. And then by the fact that you still have your Triton keyboard, right?
Yeah, I still got it.
You can use that Triton keyboard in Reason as an external instrument now.
Yeah.
So I mean, every instrument, everything that you have now, you can utilize in Reason. I guess that's their way of bringing in third parties.
I see. So what about I'm sure they added some new instruments. What new instruments did they add?
Um,
Actually, they didn't, did they?
the cool thing that I really like about it, I was a huge recycle fan, and they integrated recycle into the Dr. Octo.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That is huge. And you can create your Rex files in there too.
Yeah. I always said if they would do that, it'd be a different story.
Eric, it's worth the money. It's worth the 129, man. I say go for it.
Yeah, I might have to do 129.
So what?
It's worth the 129 just to go ahead and pull the trigger, even if you don't use it as much. I mean, the fact that it's so stable, and if you have a huge session going on, that could be it, and you can just bounce those files out and do your mixing in your main DAW. But as far as like recording big, large sessions, I recommend it. I just recommend it. That's my fire extinguisher when it comes to DAWs.
Can you still go from 6.5 to 8 for 129?
Yes, that's what I did.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I'm
what.
gonna have to check that out.
And actually, I actually paid $108 for mine versus 130 because I had it price matched.
Hmm.
So you can find it for about 110 bucks.
Where at?
I purchased mine from JRRshop.com.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I get almost all my stuff.
Yeah, so if you call them, um, you have to find it on. You have to find the upgrade somewhere on the website where it's getting priced for 108 bucks or something like that, and they'll sell it to you for that much. That's how much I paid for mine. I paid a full 130.
Oh man, I gotta grab that then.
I mean, I highly recommend it, man. And another thing they have, another thing I want to say, rack extensions. They have a free rack extension online where you can actually, I forgot what it's called. Let me pull it up. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Y'all can keep going ahead. I'm just gonna show you. But anyway, it's a rack extension feature where um, you can put it on either on your on your drums or whatever, and it cuts it to tape.
Is it
So they
what
have
that
actually a rack extender.
Audiomatic thing?
You say what now?
Is it that Audiomatic or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
it.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did see that.
yeah, that thing is it's nice. So
Yeah.
I jumping into one thing I do like. I thought they were going to cut the line 6 line of the guitar and bass amps. They end up keeping those and gave you the soft tube versions free as a rec extension.
Those are really good too.
So I mean, it's well worth it, man. If you're gonna do it, I think you get more than your money's worth.
Yeah, for $100, shit.
And then don't they have a iPad feature now? I remember seeing a promotion video for it
An iPad feature
for a reason
No.
or recording using was it iPad or iPhone?
well, you can use it. I forgot the name of it, but you can record your voice. I think.
Yeah, they got a couple different apps, but it
Right.
doesn't really work with Reason.
Right.
Okay.
But let me see if I'm leaving something out though. Man, am I leaving something out? I don't. Oh, another cool thing. I don't know if they've done this already, but I was able to register my Reason to my computer, so I was able to take the dongle out. So I'm happy for this, and I freed up a USB spot.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's
Yeah,
always good.
yeah.
Let's
But
move
that's all I can think of off the top right now.
next week on the list, we got Complete 10 was announced a few weeks or it was about a month, a little more than that ago.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Complete 10, they also announced the I think it's called S Control or Complete
Yeah.
Control,
Yes.
which is it's called MIDI keyboards that integrate tightly with with Complete and the rest of their instruments. I've seen a few more videos on it. I still want to see more. I mean, to me, it first look as far as is it just being a MIDI keyboard is overpriced in my opinion. But I mean, until I see more that it can do, that's just going to be my judgment on it. But the Smart Play that I saw, that was really cool.
Yeah. I will say one thing about it. I haven't played one, but I got a buddy that's been testing one for a little while now, and like it has a FATAR key bed, so you're not gonna get that on like a M Audio or
That's why it's expensive.
yeah, like that's like a real instrument type key bed. Like the first time I got I got a Dave Smith synthesizer right here. The first time I touched this key bed and used it for about 5 days and went back over to my M Audio Axiom Pro, I was like, ugh, these keys are junk, man.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like that, like so. Yeah, that's one thing that brings the price up, but yeah, they one thing I'm still the question I have, it has scale and arpeggiator features, but they haven't said for sure, are these features built into the keyboard or are they software dependent? You know what I mean? Because they have a software that goes with the keyboard that runs everything. Anything incomplete you can load. You can browse from the key. It's basically like Machine without the sequencer. But those ARPs and scales and all that, it's actually built into the software. So I'm like, you know, can I hook this up to any software, any hardware, and use that arpeggiator? I'm not sure. I don't. It looks like you might not be able to. So that's something you definitely got to consider. Maybe you can. I'm not saying you can't, but nobody has said you can.
Um, Based on the email that I received, they're going to include that update inside of the machine. Do you own the Machine Studio? So you will have that feature inside of your Machine Studio in November.
Yeah.
So the same chord feature they have and that pregator that they have, they're going to have in-depth note repeat. That will be featured on the Machine 2.2 release.
Yes. I can't wait for that.
So you'll be able to do the same features as that keyboard. It'll just be on your machine. So you'll have it.
Yeah, with any standard keyboard too, from what I hear.
Oh, now that'd be awesome if so, because I mean, if that's true, I would rather have the keyboard that Chris has, the Nectar, and do it with that. The keyboard is actually a better keyboard in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the complete control that comes with it, it works with any MIDI keyboard. If you own Complete 9 or 10, you can download. They were supposed to send out an email. Everybody I know is using it. They never sent me the email. So I have to contact them to get it. So I could. Did you get that?
Yes, I can forward it to you if you like.
Yeah, it's a complete control. Yeah, I never got my apparently everybody got like their own serial number. Email to them. I never got mine.
But the reason I'm considering it, if they do a white version of the 25 key, just to be save $100, I'm gonna get there to kind of like fill out the whole NI thing. I got Ultimate, I got the Studio. I might just get it just to fill out my entire production thing and just stick it.
One thing that is cool on the keyboard, the pitch and mod wheels are those touch strips, and you can do a lot of different things with them that you can't do with anything else. It has I can't remember what you call it, where basically you can push it up and it'll bounce back up and down like a rubber ball type thing.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, that type of stuff. And yeah. And I gotta say too, Machine is one of my favorite MIDI controllers. And that keyboard uses the same editor and everything. So
this is what I have you speaking of Machine keyboard MIDI and stuff like that. I bought the R machine. I mean the Machine R.
Yeah, I think didn't I show that to you?
Yeah, you showed it to me, and I want to say thank you, man. That thing is the integration with my Reason 8 is phenomenal. I even got the combinators to where I can select the sounds inside of the redrum or the comb and utilize those as utilize my machine drum sounds or instruments through those.
Yes, it's awesome. When I seen that, it blew my mind.
I had it, man.
Especially when they updated it with the mix controls and all that. Oh man, it's incredible.
It makes Reason so fun to use.
Yeah.
You have a blast with it.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even know about that too.
It's worth. There was a good $30.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing that's driving the price up too. The keyboard, isn't there lights on each key?
Yeah.
On each key.
Yeah, there's like a strip of lights that runs above the key bed.
Right.
And as you choose a scale, it'll light up that scale on the key. It's not actual on the keys, but it's like right above the key.
Damn, I
So,
might.
you know, you choose you choose D minor or something, and you can see all the colors of D minor. A lot of different things. Like if you load up Contact, you know, Contact has what you call key changes, and that might be down here, and they're labeled in blue, and then you know you got this layer labeled in red, and you can color code things on the keyboard.
I think that's
They
pretty.
got it all tightly integrated with Complete.
Yeah, I think that's their niche as far as marketing, just colors and lighting up stuff. Cause man, like it really lights up, man. Like
Yeah.
it's eye candy for a lot of clients.
Yeah.
What about and then the Machine 2.2 update? Is anything else in that besides the keyboard control or the complete control?
It's gonna have what arpeggiator,
Yeah.
the scale detect or the scale quantizing, I guess you'd call it, in the chord where you can play chords with one key.
Hmm.
I believe there's a couple other small things here and there.
Yeah.
If you got a Machine Studio, the knob now be I didn't even know the Studio had this functionality, but they now have touch sensitive knobs. Apparently they always had them. They just are just now being implemented in the software.
Are you serious?
So yeah, in Machine 2.2, the Machine Studio knobs will now be touch sensitive and
So
will be able
like,
to do some, yeah, just by touching them.
and do what?
Yeah, I didn't even know they had that feature, but it does.
Hmm.
Oh man, I'm sitting here looking at it like, oh, you know what? If you put a dang.
Is there any type of metal contact or anything? Because I don't have a Studio. I still got the regular one.
Yeah, studio, I feel something. I don't know if it's the way it's made or whatever, but
Yeah, man, I don't know how it does. Maybe it's because sometimes they can have a contact under the plastic even. Who knows?
man, if they do that, then I'd get them $400 for a keyboard.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it kind of, I thought it was, no, they're not really pushing it out there, but I thought it was big too. Like, hold on a second. Now it has touch sensitive knobs all of a sudden? Like, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I sold my expressor to buy this thing, man, and people may think I'm dumb for it, but the Machine Studio has been one of the biggest upgrades, you know, in the studio, you know what I'm saying, thus far, because it came with a lot of plugins, a lot of instruments, and the fact that I can use it with Machine and now Reason, I mean, it gets hella use.
Yeah, dude. Like, I use it. They have a similar template for Studio One, and it was actually free
Mm-hmm.
through PreSonus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredible. I can do almost all those same things via Studio. So I'm doing the same thing basically with Machine and Studio One, where
Wow.
I'm on Machine, then I'm switching to MIDI mode on Studio One, then back to controlling Machine, all on the same controller.
Yeah, because they have that feature on here. I know on the Machine Studio, like when I use the Machine inside of Reason, if I click Shift and MIDI, it
Yeah,
switches. Yeah, so it switches back between like the MIDI part and the actual using the machine part, and that shit is so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It makes a good mixer controller better than people would imagine.
Yes.
Because like one of the things it's a nice template they made, like, because when you bank through your fader banks, the control reads it and changes its value. So
Hmm.
it's not one of those deals where you have to, oh, let me turn and match this value. Now I can turn it down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you hit a shift button, it switches to your pans, and then that value changes to where it should be. So it's automated, endless rotaries, but
Right.
every MIDI template don't do that. Is my point.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really.
Are the keyboards out yet? Are they shipping?
Yeah, they're shipping now on Sweetwater.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my thing is, why do they not make a white one?
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I'm sure they will eventually.
Because I have a machine, a white machine, and I want to match the keyboard.
I bet they will.
They got to.
It integrates nice with machine too.
Right. Did we discuss complete 10?
What's I didn't even look up Complete 10. What is it? New instruments and that? They always add it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those. Is it horns or strings pro? Which one is it?
Um.
Man, they got some. It's like it's either the strings or the horns pro. And when I say them things sound so real,
Yeah.
man, them things.
Do you have complete?
I have complete 9 ultimate.
You got
But,
ultimate?
yeah, but I think my thing is, I think the upgrade is just too expensive.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing about having ultimate. It's great to have, but man, those upgrades are expensive. Like the standard 10 upgrade is $150.
Right.
The ultimate, and you get a lot with that. But if you got ultimate, the upgrade is $450 or something.
No, it's $399.
Oh, is it $399? Yeah, $400. It's like you get.
Keyboard. I think they really need to just do a combo package. You know, if you get the keyboard and you can get the complete. You know what I'm saying? They need to do some kind of packaging. But my thing is this. I know I'm jumping off subject, but I think the reason those keyboards are so expensive is because they're charging you for the software as well, no different than the machine. You see what I'm saying? But if you're a machine studio owner, you get that software free.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm still forced to pay that price even though I'm getting the software free. And that's what I don't like.
So I got Complete 10 up here on Sweetwater site. This is 130 gigs, 12,000 sounds. What's new is rounds, contour, the Grander, the Maverick, the Gentleman, Polyplex, Drum Lab, Session Horns, Driver, and Supercharger. Wasn't Supercharger that compressor?
Yeah. And it's a beast, but
they gave away a free version. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and that now they got a paid version. That comes with that.
Those horns are amazing. If you go listen to them things is a problem. I'm telling you.
So so all of these are not instruments. Some like Supercharger is a compressor.
Supercharger and Driver are plugins. Driver's a filter. I really like that filter too.
Yeah. But I got Driver in 9, right?
Yeah, they gave away Driver for free too at one point, like at Christmas time.
Yeah, I got Driver.
Huh. Yeah.
I was telling Chris about that one plugin, the Finger. That thing, I use the mess out of that in my production. Cause like, like if you want to do the Nicki Minaj effect with the vocals, they have that jitter effect. You just hit it, and it does it. And then if you want to add like that reverse record thing to your beats, you can do that with Finger too. So I highly recommend you experimenting in your productions and your mixing and stuff.
Yeah, that's included too. I see it on the list here.
Yeah. But you have it. I think.
One thing about the Finger, you know how it's like similar to Stutter Edit?
Yeah.
By Isotope. Mm-hmm. Well, Stutter Edit, it don't work unless your DAW transport is actually playing. With the Finger, you can be playing like live audio through it and it still works. You see what I'm saying? So you can use it like a live performance tool, and that's a lot of people don't know that it's a big difference between the Isotope one and that.
So you recommend as between the two products, which one you think The better
I
product.
actually think I really like the stutter at it because it has a lot of options, but they both really have really cool things, I think.
Two different beats in it, really, right?
What's that?
They're two different beats still, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would. They both definitely have good strengths.
Okay, all right.
But as far as complete 10, like my feeling at first is it wasn't that much. Usually we get like one big update, like a contact big update, or at least guitar rig 5, we got with the one, or reactor or something, and all we got with this are instrument expansions basically. Like
Right.
there's no big, which isn't, terrible, but it's just a little different. I think this is one of the first times there's never been like a major, like I was kind of hoping for Contact 6 or
But they,
some Reactor. Reactor's been out for a while, but Reactor's such a huge software, it's hard to update that quickly.
right.
But I've seen since the stuff that's in there is really cool. That
Like,
not the rounds, but what's the other one sent that was in the list?
What's the gentleman?
Oh, it's a piano.
not
More
the piano.
pianos in Contact.
They
And there's
already have
already like,
keys.
yeah, there's already like 15 pianos in not just pianos, but like complete libraries of pianos. But now we have more pianos. But yeah, Contour. It's called Contour. That thing sounds really good.
Oh, really?
Really, yeah.
Okay.
It has its own sound and it sounds really good. It was designed by the founder of Native Instruments.
Wow.
I believe his name's Stefan Schmidt. Sorry if I screwed that up, but yeah, he made Spark. He may even made Reactor. Period. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
he did. Yeah, and that is really cool. That Contour.
mm.
I've seen rounds. It does a lot of unique stuff.
I think they rounds for the keyboard pretty much, right? Like that's
Yeah,
like
it's really tightly integrated with the keyboard.
right. Okay.
And that Polyplex is pretty cool. It's like a drum stacking.
Hmm.
You can stack multiple drums and have them randomly changing and all kinds of different things. Twisted Tools makes it. They make really cool reactor ensembles.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
if you ever want to check out their site, they sell them for like $50, and they got some really cool ones.
Oh man. That's pretty neat, man. But I think I'm gonna hold off on this update though and kind of wait.
I
Just
am too,
right.
because people that have had Complete for a long time know how they do the updates. You can wait till the next one, and then you get everything for that price. You know what I mean? You'll get 10 and 11 for 11s. They don't up it. It's like from 2 to, what is it, from 2 to 9? If you own from 2 to 9, you can get the upgrade. It ain't
Right.
one of them deals where it gets more or anything like that.
Because I haven't even nine yet. I haven't got through all the sounds yet. So
Oh, hell no.
yeah. But my thing is this. I want to get sidetracked, but I do want to talk about this as far as upgrading fees. You got you got the $400 complete upgrade, right? And then you got waves upgrade. What is waves called?
Got the Waves update plan.
Yeah, they got that going on. And then like with Universal Audio, you trade in your cards, you get the satellite kind of thing. and I think I still came out of when I did that. I still came out of like $400. How do you guys feel about these upgrade plans? And is it worth it to you?
It's worth it if you need support and stability. I mean, my waves. I recently updated my waves recently, but before that I hadn't, just because a plugin still worked. So I mean, as long as my plugins are working and I'm not needing to be on the latest version, I'm fine with it. I mean, it's hard keeping your plugins updated anyway. I saw an email from Sound Toys a few weeks ago where they've updated all their plugins, and I still haven't downloaded that. I mean, it's hard to keep them updated, but I mean, as far as paying to update them, I only do it when I absolutely have to. I don't know if you've used Waves. I think it's called Studio Grid.
No.
Is that the name of it, Derek?
Yeah, I still haven't downloaded that.
But you have to be on 9 point whatever they're on now in order to use it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't update anything until I have to. If it wasn't for the MPC element and machine, I'd still be on Snow Leopard.
Yeah. That's the only reason I've ever upped my OS. The software Logic Pro X came out. I'm like, well, I gotta get Snow Leopard or whatever it is. I don't even know what I'm on anymore.
So when do you when you go into studios and have tracking sessions and stuff like that, they have older Macs and stuff versus the ones that we have. Like they get to a point where they say like, okay, hey, this works.
Yeah.
When do we get to that point to say, hey, this setup works for me? I don't want to mess this up.
I'm at that point.
You've been at that point.
Yeah, I think I'm about there.
Okay.
I don't know though, man. I'm one of those people. I always like to see what's new and what's out there, and I get like sometimes I'll literally get in like a funk and I'll buy a new plugin and it'll like give me some type of inspiration to do something new or whatever. Then all of a sudden I get on a whole nother roll. Sometimes new stuff can be good, but yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. And I know studios that do that, they're like, we're on Pro Tools 7 HD because it works. And
right.
This old ass Mac.
Right.
And a lot of them, their stuff's really based around the hardware.
Right.
So as long as that shit tracks those tracks, they don't give a fuck what version it is.
Right. And the reason I brought this up is because I know we haven't gotten there yet. We'll get to it shortly, but the Universal Audio just came out with the new satellite, the Thunderbolt version, right?
Yeah.
That's why I would never, bad as I want one, and yes, I said I want one, bad as I want an Apollo, I don't trust UA as a company because they leave you hanging. They'll stop updating, like even you have Universal Audio 1 cards. Like they will leave you hanging, man, and force you to upgrade, and that I don't like as a company, and that's why I use an RME Fireface because they just upgraded us to Total Mix Effects. If you purchase their product, they keep you updated and keep your drivers nice. I like companies like that. Universal Audio, they leave you hanging, in my opinion, and I don't like that.
I guess there's a segue about the new Thunderbolt satellite. So, as far as I understand, they're the same exact satellites. It's just Thunderbolt now.
Yeah, same satellite, Thunderbolt.
I think they say it's supposed to have more power to it or something.
Well, of course.
Oh, does it? Oh, you know what? Yeah. It does have a real nice I forget what they're called, but it's like the type of power supply that's on your D box, like that where it locks in, that really nice power supply.
Right.
And you can get the octo core in a satellite now. That's really cool. You
Yes.
couldn't do that before. But
Those PCIe cards.
yeah,
So
I have a love and hate with UAD right now because I got a satellite and it's never worked right since the day I got it
wow.
because of my setup. And I don't know, they told me it would work and it just never really has worked right. And I'm still trying to configure it. And I don't know.
I'm,
I gotta get a Thunderbolt hub or something.
I would, to be honest, I would like to part ways with mine, but I put so much money into it, it won't justify it.
The plugins are so good too. It's like,
I mean, yeah, they are, but it's just, the more they make, the less you can use. Like when I put once, I mean, I have a Duo, so once I use a Apex on my master bus,
oh yeah,
it's over
yeah,
with. What
yeah,
I do, I have tracks a lot. I print a lot of tracks. So.
yeah. I have a Duo also. So I already know how it is. A lot of people. That's one thing that's messed up too. Because remember, they marketed that tape machine as like a multi-track machine,
But
like
that's
acting like you can use it on like every track of a session. It was
hey,
like, man, you'd have to have like 8 octo cards to do that or something.
that's the now I can what I'm saying that's the Studer. You actually can do that with the Studer. It has lower
Oh, really?
yeah, that's the Studer, but the
Okay.
Apex is a mastering tape machine. Now you're only gonna get one or two of those now, but the Studer you can do it across because
Okay.
I do it. You know what I'm saying? So it does work with the Studer. So their thing is you put the Studer across your mixing channels and you put the Apex on the master bus.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's
a 2 inch and a half inch.
right, and that's why they sell it as a package. That's what they expect you to do.
Okay, that's dope. That's kind of like how Slate does it in one, all in one.
And speaking of Slate, we don't have this on our list, but I received the email. According to Slate Digital, they're working on a six console.
Yeah, for VCC.
Yeah, and that we don't know what it is yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it's a EMI board.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
my
really cool. It's also gonna have less CPU consumption.
right.
I really like VCC. I've
Yeah.
always used real analog summing, and I added that to it, and it's just like a whole nother good layer right on top of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can't even. I tried to not like it, but you can't deny it. You know, I wanted to be like, oh, I got a real summing mixer right here. But I swear the two of them together is great because this Dangerous is really clean. So you can throw that SSL or Neve from the VCC with it and get some color.
Right.
And yeah, it's perfect.
And so you said you're hoping it's an EMI console?
Yes, I'm hoping. I don't know, but that's what I'm hoping.
We could. I mean, speaking of EMI, I mean, we can segue from that into the. I was at the Chinsado's Place Gear Expo at Vintage King last week or a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and Chandler was there. And there was their new pre, which is modeled after the EMI.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be pretty much a replica of the mic pre that was in the red console. If I
Wow.
get find screen share here, here it is. So that's a picture of it. He also said that the high pass filter on it was an inductor base, but it is a tube. It's a tube pre, and I mean, looking by the size of it, it's got probably a couple tubes in there.
Is there any way that you can pull that screen all the way up? I can't. All I see is your picture.
Let me see.
I see it.
I want to know why I can't see it.
You just see my picture?
see a profile.
Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, what about that?
No.
You see it, Derek?
Yep.
Dang. I wonder why I can't see it.
I'm seeing a picture of it when I talk.
Oh, don't worry about it. I can just go ahead. We live, man.
I'll send it to you. He said that they didn't have a price on it yet, but they said that they're thinking it's going to be around 1,800. Like I said, it is tube. It's got the fine gain on it that you see. It's kind of cool because you've got your gain for the mic pre, and then the fine gain lets you, I think it's 1 dB steps up or down that you can kind of fine tune your gain there, and it is steps, so it is recallable. But if you want the the Beatle sound, it's like this is the mic pre to get.
Right.
And, of course, it seems like all Chandler stuff is geared towards the that vintage sound.
Right. Their plugins, by the way, man, are those what you call those things? The TG plugins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are awesome. Those are the plugins I've heard.
They are too. And you know who Soft made them?
Really?
David Rhodes.
They made half of them, and then the people that made Cush's UBK plugin made the other half of them.
That's my baby, man. That Kush UBK one.
Yeah.
I use this, man.
Yeah. And they're called Cool Stuff. They're called Cool Stuff Labs. They actually coded the UBK one. They coded a bunch of those Abbey Road plugins. They did all the compressors for URS. Those used to be real popular back in the day. Yeah, they did for NI the solid mix bundle, or what the NI's SSL bundle, and Soft Tube did the rest of them, the compressors and all that. So it seems like they kind of got a relationship with Soft Tube in a way. But all I know is them and Soft Tube both make some killer plugins.
Right.
Some of the best.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Speaking of plugins, we also talk about so Lindale audio release 500 series, or based on their 500 series, which was really strange to me. Like I said, it felt like an April Fool's joke just because it was just so unexpected. It was really unexpected. It's weird because I guess I'm so used to having expensive gear become a plug-in, and then you come a little bit more interested in it. But the 500 series modules for Lindale, they're pretty much some of the cheapest modules out there. So to have a plug-in form for it, it just feels weird.
My take on that is that could he be trying to compete with Slate Digital in regards to the virtual rack?
No, it's not. It's nothing like the virtual rack. It's the what is the EQ, the compressor, and then I think the third one is the channel strip. I think.
What I'm saying is
no, they actually have the mic preamp too. It's got a mic preamp module with like a low and high shelf, the whole EQ, and then the whole compressor, and then you have the strip with all of them together.
Okay.
But how virtual rack is though. It looks like a bunch of 500 series.
Yeah, it does.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
you know what? It's similar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I haven't seen it. I didn't go look at it, but from just looking at the word Lindale 500 series, it just reminded me of the virtual rack.
Yeah. if he plans on making more modules and expanding it like Slate is,
Right.
yeah, that might be an idea.
I seriously doubt that the Slate. Well, I seriously doubt that the Lindale doesn't have the flexibility of the drag and drop and reorder.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. It'd be a different type of thing. I if it if that VMR ever comes out, I mean,
But you know what? It should be able to do that though. What if I want the EQ before the compressor in the chain? I don't have the option to move that.
well, I'm sure with the strip, I'm sure you do. But I mean, besides that, you would just be loading each one individually.
Okay. So, but you can't like switch them around, right?
I'm sure you can. But I don't think that you can switch them around as Slate showed with. But I mean, I could be wrong. Um, I did watch Pro Tools Expert video on it, but I wasn't 100% paying attention to it when I watched it. So, but I'm sure you can at least reorder the chain of them in the channel strip plug-in at least.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. If it's a reasonable price, I'm like, why not?
Of course it is. I mean, if your module is what they're $329 now. I mean, how much you think you're going to charge for the plug-in of it? I think we just went over this before we started the hangout. What was it? How much you said they were? I think you said they're about 100.
yeah, it was like $95 for the singles and $240 for the bundle. It came out to.
And the bundle would be is it 3 or 4 plug-ins?
I think it's the 3 and then the whole strip, so 4.
I would give them that because I've contemplated on the Lindales before.
I have 2 when I saw the price.
Yeah. So is anyone
You know
planning
what?
on Friday?
What's his name? The dude I was saying before that was talking about the Lindells, Dylan Dresdo.
Yeah.
He said the high end on that Lindell Pultec emulation is better than the high end on a real Pultec.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
And he said the processor's good on kicks. That's what he said on Facebook.
I don't know.
I tell you what is good though, Derek. The Universal Audio, the new Politics. Have you heard the high end on them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, amazing. Those are amazing.
Hey, those new Politics, you ain't a beast.
Yeah, I've never. You know the one where it's just like the high and low pass?
Yeah.
I've never liked a high pass filter before. Like before I did like any other time it's like okay, it's just a high pass filter. This one you turn it on and it's like what the hell? Hold on. It's a high pass filter and it sounds really good.
I use the songs that I have.
Yeah, those things are amazing.
It's there.
Everything new they're putting out is like that. Those 1073s and the API stuff.
I haven't heard the 1073s yet. I haven't demoed it.
Like my buddy was just telling me, he has two 550Bs, 500 series in his rack, and he was A/Bing them with the 550B UAD plugins. He said they're like freaking identical. You cannot even tell a difference.
So have you heard them with your ears?
Nope. I haven't done my I was actually, because I don't have them, I was gonna use my demo time for a track I'm getting ready to mix. That's the only reason I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah. I feel you. Hey, could you give us have you heard the 550Bs, the hardware before?
Who, Chris?
Have you heard the 550Bs, the hardware before?
I'm trying to think. No, I think I've only used the A's.
You don't use it? Okay.
So yeah, I haven't heard the hardware of the 550 Bs.
I
Yeah.
haven't either.
Yeah, that UA is doing some. I'm waiting on it. They come out with a distressor. I'm sold.
I wouldn't doubt it because they got the fatso, but
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Chris, you gonna tell a story about when we were at Gear Fest with Gil told us?
Oh yeah.
So go.
Yeah, he said when they were modeling and before I even get into this, Ivana Manley told us the same thing
Yeah.
as well. But basically, Gil was saying how when they were modeling the Fatso, when UA was modeling the Fatso, and they kept sending it back and forth, and of course Dave Durr wanted to get it just right, and then he said they got to a point where they were like, okay, this sounds really, really close. And they said, wait a minute, let's just stop here because it's getting too close.
It's crazy, man.
And Evander Manley said the same thing. What do they have for Manley? The massive passive?
Massive passive.
Yeah, she said the same. She said the same thing. They were going back and forth, and they were like, wait a minute, let's stop here because this is getting too close.
Hey, I believe it too because not only my friend has one, and he said, like it was so close, he literally got angry because like he was like, damn, it's that close. I paid $5,000 for this thing.
So
you know what I mean?
Passive.
Yeah. And I also watched a Michael Brower interview where he's basically said that plugin basically got him using plugins, period. Before that, he was like totally anti-plugin. Like all he used was a de-esser, and other than that, no plugins. And then he said he did a shootout with that Manley and was blown away.
Yeah, I have the Manley myself, man, but I haven't heard an actual massive passive, but it does a good job for me.
Yeah, they're saying that they're freakishly close, like.
But I'm gonna go on the limb and say this: what Gil told me about the Fatso was, she was like, if you like the Fatso plugin better than the hardware, then I will reimburse you the money for your Fatso plugin that you purchased from you.
Wow.
Yeah,
right?
He did say that.
So, in other words, it's close, but it ain't gonna be this hard. He was that confident about it, or maybe he was just trying to get me to buy a Fatso. I don't know, but I don't know, but I think he was basically saying that that hardware still is a monster.
Yeah. I still believe in hardware. Still.
Well, I'm totally back in the box. The only thing I have outside the box now are my preamps. I'm back in the box now.
Yeah, I still gotta I still gotta have some analog in there. Which is why I bought the smart C1 LA, just because I wasn't happy with any I wasn't happy with any plug-in bus converter.
How is that?
I like it. I'm still getting used to it because it's extremely versatile with the attack and release times that you can set for it. I thought that it would sound closer to an SSL, but to me it's more cleaner and transparent than an SSL. I'm still looking for that. When I use the SSL compressor, bus compressor cell console, I feel like the mids get pushed forward a little, and just adds a little more presence to it. I don't get that with it, but I still really like it. And
it's not a punchy and aggressive as they say the SSL is?
No, it's really smooth. It's and Alan Smart had issue with calibrate. It didn't come calibrated correctly. Like at zero, when it should be at zero, my meter was hanging out at like -2 dB, and I was like, "What is going on here?" But Alan Smart had emailed me and showed me how to calibrate it. And as we were talking about it, he was telling me that there's a transformer option that I might look into doing. I think it's a couple $100, he said, but he'll add some I forgot what transformers he said. But I might look into that because it is a little cleaner than what I thought it would be.
If it was a couple of $100, you could have just used that and bought a real one.
A what?
Like a real 500 SSL compressor.
Yeah, but my biggest SSL bus compressor is it didn't have a high pass filter,
Okay.
which
Right.
I guess we can segue into that. The SSL XL desk.
Yeah.
It has a high pass filter on the bus compressor now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve a round of, I mean, finally, like, I mean, I know the guys at SSL, every time I see them, I'm like, man, why is there not a high pass filter on this compressor? So I'm glad they've finally done that. The one that comes in the console has one, and I'm assuming the 500 series are going to be shipping soon. I don't know what happens if you previously purchased an SSL bus compressor. Maybe they'll let you send it back for the upgrade. But yeah, it badly needed that
Yeah.
high pass filter, man.
They probably got tired of people buying clones just to have a high pass filter. I'm sure you could have modified them or something, but yeah, that's great to see that too.
You know, not saying that one's better than the other between the Smart, but
Yeah.
man, it's not an SSL.
You know, one thing, my buddy he lives over in the UK. He was at Alan Smart's lab and talked to him for an hour or two. He bought a couple, what are they, CL2, what is this, the rack compressor?
Yeah, C2. Oh, well, there's a C1 and C2.
Yeah, he bought a C1 and a C2. But, yeah, apparently he was saying that the real SSL has more VCAs in it. So that might be one of the differences you're hearing. But he said the more VCAs actually makes it cleaner.
Really?
But I think he might have been comparing it to a X-Logic, like the K series compressor, because those are a little different from like a 4K compressor, I believe.
Yeah, see, the one I'm used to is the one that comes in a duality console. But yeah, with that.
Yeah, that's more like the super analog. That one has more VCAs than the Allen Smart.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with that. You know, when they'll get them, and they'll probably announce that at AES too. It's just a standalone version with the high pass filter.
Yeah, because it looks like a 500 series piece, don't it?
Yeah, it is a 500 series piece. That's what's in the I think that's what's in the I think that is what I'm pretty sure that's what's in the desk because the rest of the modules in the desk is 500 series.
Yeah, it is. Vintage King showed a whole bunch of different stuff installed in there.
Yeah, I've been. I don't know. I thought it was weird at first when I first saw it, but the more I looked at it, the desk is pretty cool to me, but it has to be something that's going to fit your workflow and your need. Yeah, because I mean, 20,000 isn't bad for an SSL console. If you really look at it, I mean, 24 channels, and again, depending on what you need. Because I mean the duality is what 350 I think, and it's 48. I think they got a 24 channel, but I mean the one I worked on is a 48 channel. But I mean it's 20. I think it's
Yeah, you can get a Matrix for like 30,
I think I looked it up. Matrix is like 25, like right under 25.
and it has DAW control and
Yeah, that's going to be the killer thing.
yeah, like a $20,000 desk with no DAW control whatsoever. I don't even see a transport on the thing.
Yeah, there's not one. There's not one.
Like, I don't know, man. It's really cool. I'd love to have one, but
It's as far as their lineup. I mean, they're perfect. But their closest thing to a perfect product for me is the Sigma. But because I mean, for me, that if I could take that XL disc and strip out the pre's, because I don't need the pre's. But it's got, I think it's a total of 40 inputs. I think. And then this got 16 channels, a 500 series that you can add. It's got some real cool routing too, because it's got 4 stereo buses on it that you can route the modules to as well.
yeah,
Do that.
it's built around like stem track, like mixing all your shit down to like 4 different stems. I think that's what that is. It 16? Is it 24 channel mono, or is it 6 and 4? I mean 16 and 4 stereo, or
I don't know. I think it's 24 mono, and then the other inputs are might be the send and returns as well. They're adding up there.
okay.
Because I think each channel has 2 sends, I think. And you got the 4 buses. What else is on there? The 500 series. It's got, you can desub right out of the back of the console to to route your 500 series to a patch bay if you want to do that. I mean, it's really flexible in the routing, but yeah, like you said, with no DAW control, and then of course no automation or anything on it. I don't know, I guess it's really going to appeal to those old school analog guys, because yeah, I mean you're right. I think I'd rather spend 5,000 more and get the Matrix, which I think the Matrix is 16 channels.
It's 16, but it can do like 32 if you use the
Second, it's probably like the Sigma, where it's got 2.
kind of like a dual input type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can route the one input to the main bus and use it like for extra summing channels and stuff.
Yeah, like mix A and mix B.
Yeah, with the with the Matrix system, where you can just get 500 series racks, and using the Matrix system, you can patch them in anywhere you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't, comparing the 2 products, I don't see why you would buy. That's just I don't see why you buy the XL disc. That's just my opinion, but
I mean the XL disc, you're getting pre's, and you're getting a higher channel count as well. But it depends on what you need.
yeah, that's true. So there is pre's on that?
Yeah, the first 8 channels have pre's on them.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think the Matrix has any pre's.
They said it's 30 grand if you fill it with SSL EQs.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 4,000 off if you individually buy them.
Wow.
So now let's compare that XL disc to the API box, which is, I know that's 2. How much is the box? It's more than 20,000.
It was up there.
Yeah, I think it's 40,000.
Yeah, it was up there.
Quick check here. The box is okay. Let's not forget to add API in front.
Oh, it's 17,000.
The box?
Yeah.
I thought it was 40. Okay, so I think, well, I guess a 1608 is 40. Yeah, 17,000.
And it comes stacked with all those EQs?
The box?
Yeah.
The box comes with 550As are in the first two channels, and then the second two,
Okay.
you can put whatever you want in there.
Is that a compressor or no?
Yeah, that's two 527s in the center.
Wow.
That you can. That was really cool is you can route. There's two. It's two single channel compressors there, but you can link them for bus compression. But you can route those compressors to any one of those first four channels as well.
Yeah. I really like that.
And it's and this has 4 pre's. So you're looking at the box. I mean, you get a lot more with the SSL, really, for a couple thousand more.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, it depends. Say what, D?
Oh, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, let's see it, man.
Does this box do any DAW automation or?
No. The cool thing about the box though, that I saw when I got a demo of it is I think it's 16 faders. Where is it? There's a button somewhere on the there's a button somewhere on there that makes the fader 0 dB if you want to use it for summing. So no matter what the faders are set to, if you hit that 0 dB button, that channel will just go to Unity, and you can use it for summing that way.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, man, that is you know, if you want that API sound, that is cool. How it's kind of all in a little box for 17 grand, like. Yeah, that's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, Yeah, for me, as far as SSL, I got my eye on that Sigma. I just got to get to a point where I can justify spending that for it, because as of right now, I still don't see a reason to go more than 8 channels of summing.
If it sounds like a SSL desk, yeah, that's the only, I don't know. You heard one, didn't you?
The Sigma?
He said, have you heard of desk, right?
An SSL desk?
No, I'm saying, have you heard the Sigma? Like, does it sound like a SSL desk?
Oh, I've heard one. I got a demo of one at Vintage King last year. I don't know if I could just say that it sounds like an SSL desk, but from what Market SSL said, that at least in his opinion, it sounds closer to the desk than those the X desk, the more standalone mixer one.
Okay.
Yeah, he said the Sigma blew that out the water.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna buy one of those, but
The X desk.
yeah, or I did buy one, but then things went south.
I wanted one, but I just didn't like the what's the word? I was like, where the hell am I going to put this? Like, I can't rack it, and it's just, I don't know, it had just been weird. And that's when my Sweetwater rep showed me the D box, and I was like, hey, I can rack this. But
Yeah.
Sigma's what I've been waiting on for them to do summing in a two space rack.
Yeah, I bought one of them X desks, and they sent me my money back and said they're out of stock. I was like, oh.
Did you ever find out? Did they discontinue them?
Yeah, they're just like discontinued now. They're not manufacturing anymore.
Yeah, because that Sigma's.
They just sent the money back and was like, "Look, we're out of them."
The Sweetwater hasn't been stocked.
They do?
Hmm.
The X desk?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Looking at it here.
Wow.
I mean, it's 3,300. I mean, for 3,300, I'd spend a few more and get a Sigma.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was getting a real good sale deal. I think that's what it was. They didn't
Yeah,
want to.
I remember that. I think it was a Black Friday or
Yeah. Yeah.
something like that. Let's see what we got left on the list here. Oh, the Apogee is teasing a new product. So they, I don't know if it's on Apogee's website, but they had the core, basically all of their interfaces. They've got a little picture of each one, and it's saying it all comes together. So, to me, if you put a duet and a quartet and all that together, you have an ensemble. So, I think I think they're going to finally announce an ensemble successor, because there has been a weird gap from the quartet on up to the Symphony IO, which I looked at many times, but just there was just no way I could justify. I mean, when I added the IO that I would need to the Symphony, the price just gets ridiculous. So, and I'm pretty. If they do this, if it is an ensemble, if I'm pretty sure that they'll finally add the extra ADAT IO on it, because I wanted an ensemble, but when I looked at an ensemble and I looked at a Fireface 800, you just get so much more with the Fireface with those extra ADAT channels, and I've asked Apogee, like, hey, why don't you put extra, ADAT on here and give it more channel count? And he told me I wasn't the first person to mention that. So hopefully they've listened here. But that's the only thing I think that it can be. I mean, you agree or think it could be anything else?
Yeah, it's obviously an interface. Did they have? I didn't see that ad. Did they have the symphony in there?
Uh,
Where it said how they all come together?
Let me hop on there so I can see.
I was just wondering.
And if it oh wow, yeah, let me see if I can share this, because it's right on their front page. So that's what it looks like here.
Okay.
You see that, Darius? Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
there we go. Okay. So yeah, it all comes together. So we got. Okay. Well, hold on. Their website is scrolling. Here we go. See if I can. It doesn't blow up, but it's now on the front of the page. It actually gave some information. Okay. Extremely low latency Thunderbolt connection. Damn it. Configurable monitor control, built-in microphone. Yeah, that's got to be an interface. Advanced A to D conversion and mic pre-design. Yeah, there's a Symphony there. So yeah, I mean it's got to be an interface.
Yeah, it's got to be an ensemble with Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Which has been what I've been asking for years, but yeah, with me recently purchasing the Orion, they're too late.
Man.
Actually, speaking of Orion, when I saw Antelope at Summer NAMM, they told me they've got some new products. They're going to announce today. I think they got 3 new products they're announcing at AES. I think I just said NAMM. Yeah, at AES, they're announcing 3 new products. So that's
Wow.
yeah, that's, I mean, 3 new products and
Yeah, for
that big. So, I mean, for 3 new products, they've been busy.
Yeah.
watch it be the Orion 2.
Uh-oh.
Even man, it would have to do something really killer for me to give up mine. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see what Apogee does. Um, you know, in between, like I said, in between the quartet and the Symphony IO. I mean, really, what else can it be? I mean, that's what it's got to be.
Yeah.
And like you said, it'll probably have Thunderbolt, like you said. While we're talking about Apogee, we can talk about their partnership or deal, whatever you want to call it, with Avid, where
Yeah.
what is it? Was it the quartet? And it was just the quartet, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Duet, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Duet. The duet and the quartet is
Yeah.
now you can get it bundled with Pro Tools, and it's available for Windows now. Avid wrote the drivers for Windows for it. Is good for Windows users, I guess. But at the same time, if you're a Windows user and you only have, or not only have, but if you're a Windows user and you already have Pro Tools, how are you going to benefit from this? Because I haven't seen it sold as standalone. Because if you buy it standalone, you're kind of kicking Avid to the curb there. If you're just getting the interface standalone.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. That's an odd one.
And I mean,
Why wouldn't they sell it on its own?
well, because it's branded Avid, and we all know how Avid keep things proprietary. So
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
they're already trying to go back to their old ways, I guess.
I mean, you know, for the Windows user who already has Pro Tools, I mean, that's one thing I haven't figured out. You know, maybe I'll ask them at GearFest if I remember, if I'm even thinking about it. But you know, what about these Windows guys who already have Pro Tools? They've already spent what would be at this point thousands of dollars on Pro Tools because you know you're dropping 300 just to upgrade, and what 700 for the full program, and you know now you get the interface out. I mean, that sucks for them if you can't buy it alone. I mean, you would think that they at least give you a discount. Hey, here's my Pro Tools license. You know, can I get just the just the interface? Or maybe if they wait till Pro Tools 12, give me the upgrade and the interface in a bundle. You know, maybe that would make sense. But yeah, as far as I know, there's no way to buy the interface on its own. Take a quick look here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the yes. I don't see anything on its own. So is that besides that, I'll let you dare take the last thing on here, which was the
Oh yeah, the
Expert serum.
X serum. Um, it's a I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steve Duda at all. He was on Pensado's Place once. Um,
If it's been past episode 90, I've missed it.
it was a while ago, but anyway, he's a artist and all-around genius. He makes all software and all types of stuff. But he has a new synth out called Xfer is his company, but it's called Serum, and it's a really good synthesizer. It's a wavetable synth. You can make your own wavetables. You can drag straight wave files onto the oscillator, and it turns it into a wavetable.
Oh, so this is a VST.
Yeah. It's a
I know you like those hardware synths.
Yeah, it's not a hardware piece, it's a VST, but it sounds like a hardware piece. Um, yeah, most just every other VST here and there I wouldn't even talk about, but this one is really good. It sounds like the sound quality is up there with like a Virus TI in my opinion, which the cheapest one of those is around $1,000 just to get in the ballpark. And I was even looking for one at one point, the little Virus TI Snow, and now I'm getting that same sound out of this $129 plug-in. It is great. You can actually take, like I had a buddy that has a Virus TI. He recorded like the hypersaw wave right from the TI, shoots it to me with a wave file. I drag it and drop it on the.
Did we lose Derek?
Um, you might
And
have.
shared and sold and
Okay, you're back. We lost you for a second. You say you dragged the wave onto what now?
oh, you lost me.
Yeah, you said last we heard you dragged the wave on. Your buddy shoots you the wave file.
Yeah. He recorded like the hypersaw oscillator, the saw wave from the Virus TI. Shoots me the wave file. You drag and drop it right in, drop it on the oscillator, and now you have basically the Virus hypersaw in that synth. And people are, sampling all type of waves and sharing them, and there's already packs out there for sale. I just bought the Roland JP8080 wave pack for like $4. Sounds exactly like the hardware.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've really been digging that lately. The effects are top notch. It's a synth you just want to get in and program with. Real nice, user friendly. I really like that.
This was up. Let's get into predictions. Anybody have any predictions for AES?
Um,
None.
I know what I'm hoping for.
Well, you know I'm hoping for it
On
too.
version 3.
what did he say?
Studio
Studio
One version
One
3.
version 3.
Oh yeah.
Now, I've always predicted that it would come at AES, but with them saying that they're putting out a patch to fix the SoundCloud issue in Studio One, 2.6, they said they're putting that out October 15th, and I'm like, that's past AES. And then, the guy on the Facebook group who works for PreSonus said he hasn't even got a beta yet of version 3, so that makes it not look so good right now for an AES launch. However, we do know something. PreSonus will show something new at AES because they always have something new at trade shows, always, even the little ones. So if I had to guess something, I think maybe an updated fader port we could possibly see. Even though I said a controller would launch along with version 3 is my prediction, but I think maybe we'll see an updated fader port.
I hope so.
I think my prediction is I'm going hardware with it. It's long overdue. I'm looking forward to it, and I think every time I've done this talk with Chris, I've always said it. I think, but hopefully John Hardy has got done with the M1 500 series preamp.
I forgot about that.
Last time I checked in Gearslist, he said he was 98%. I'm hoping that he's done.
I can't even think of any 500 series. Oh, well, we didn't talk about this, but the Dave Hill and Crank Song did EQ. I forgot what it's called. Insonic or I can't recall the name, but they've got their tube compressor, the Siren, the Falcon, and now they've got a tube 500 series EQ to go along with it.
Okay.
And I want to say at GearFest, if I'm not mistaken, he told me that the Europa,
Mhm.
that his Dave Hill branded stuff was coming in 500 series too. I don't think the Europa's the pre. I think he said the pre was. I don't think the Titan is, which is the compressor. Which, by the way, I want a pair. But
Yeah, those things are cool, man. Wow.
and if you like, man, you were there when Dave Hill demoed the Titan for us.
Oh yeah, them things are nice. But those Europas, man, I haven't seen a version more versatile preamp.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, he said that he was doing that in 500 series soon. I can't think of anybody. I mean, of course, we're going to see some new 500 series stuff. I just can't even think of who might even do anything new in 500 series.
I think a lot of people, man, they're gonna. I think 500 series is the new plug-ins, pretty much. Like, they put out like Chris. You know how bad I wanted the delays and all that stuff in the 500 series. We're seeing that now. I wouldn't be surprised to see people like. Well, I don't know if it'll take away from their brand or whatever, like Burkowski. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of people, you got Eventide. I'm sorry, Eventide. They're in the 500 series now. I'm looking forward to a lot of more companies getting that getting into that kind of thing, to compete.
I could still see Summit doing like a TLA 50 or even their pre in the 500 series. We haven't seen nothing in a while.
That'll kill a lot of these people. Like, no disrespect, I love you, Brute, but that'll give a Brute some competition. If you bring that the TLA 50 in there, that'll give it some competition. So I like to see it myself.
Yeah, definitely. We still haven't seen. It's been a while since we've seen something new from Avalon too. I could see Summit doing a 500 series before I see Avalon doing it though.
Hey,
Last I talked to Avalon, they didn't seem too excited to do a 500 series.
I would love Avalon to bring their just the pre-version of the Avalon the 500 series. They don't have to bring the EQ or the compressor, but just the pre alone. Because you got what is it? What's the little standalone preamp they have?
I don't know the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going. 500 is the way to go now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people getting into it. So I would love to see Avalon move. They don't make a lot of money off of it.
Now, which one? Because the standalone ones are solid state, and then the 37.
They moved out of the 737 into the 500 series. I believe a lot of people will rush to buy it.
I could see that too.
I like these guys that are doing like Moog has the pieces, the 500 pieces that are like MIDI controllable.
Yeah, I own both of them.
Yeah, those are so nice, man. I'd like to see more of that coming out.
Right. Better Maker EQ.
Yeah, I seen that.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's some nice stuff, man. I just think it's the way to go.
Yeah. So you got the filter and the delay?
I had the filter in the delay. I had it.
Okay.
But another one is what is the other one? It's the one that sounds like a Fairchild. Is it Amamod or whatever it's 660?
Animod.
Yeah, Amamod. That's software based, I think, isn't it? It's not a hardware type deal.
I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure.
I think it's DSP based.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to sound like a Fairchild, but it's DSP based.
That's kind of like Waves makes one of them. Have you ever seen that?
They have the what is it? Is it the man? Which one they have?
Isn't it a Fairchild too?
Yeah, they have a hardware version of the Pwig Child.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, right.
Yeah.
Basic.
That's kind of crazy.
How many of those have they sold?
I don't know.
Stuff is crazy
I've never
expensive.
heard anybody talk about it.
It's expensive. That's probably why they haven't sold it. Just like
They,
that Alma mod. That thing is like $1,200 for some DSP.
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
pay $100 for. Well, I already did with Universal Audio, but
You
um,
remember the what is Fabrice Gabriel's the Air EQ? Did you see the hardware version? It's like four U space.
Yeah, I did. I don't. You think that's actually gonna come out, or if he was just because I've seen them take shots in the bucket before, many times, like him and Steven Slate, because uh, they presented something like that already once,
mhm.
like 3 or 4 years back. It was like a hardware EQ that controlled or something like that. It was like the first version of that, but
Right.
even his the new touchscreen console, before they made that, they came to NAMM with a console that had like a bunch of artist series controllers all installed in it. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. So they've
Right.
took a few shots in the bucket like just to see what people will say, and then it may not ever come about. I'm interested to see if that Air EQ thing actually comes out because it was pretty cool. If you can afford that, it
Right.
was cool.
Yeah, and if you can afford to take up 4 spaces in your rack.
Yeah.
So could we possibly see the thing from Steven Slate with the microphones?
Hell no.
No, we're not gonna see that, right?
Doubt that
I
gets
think that's
announced.
pretty. I think they're coming out. That it might even already be out.
Is that?
I don't think it's out yet.
The virtual mic system.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's
No,
out
I
yet.
don't think it's out.
Because I mean,
It's definitely coming out because they're doing a lot of, from what he said on Facebook, they've been doing a lot. That's why all these plugins ain't coming out.
Right.
But now supposedly they put everything on the back burner until they come out with all the new updates.
the
And he's
AES.
yeah, he's been periodically sending out emails letting you know the progress and all this. And like we was talking about before, the fifth or sixth consoles coming with version 2, which is going to be AAX for VCC and all that.
Mhm.
It's FGX and VCC that really needs the updates the most.
Yeah, because we need our 6 console. He promised us 6.
Yeah,
We need
he
it.
did.
We need it.
Yeah, another buddy tells me that all the time that they promise another console. But yeah, they said like 2 of the modules are finished for VMR and they're still perfecting the dynamics modules or something. They got the EQ examples on their website that they said they're still working on the compressors. But I like how they conveniently dropped that ad the day of UAD's 1073 launch, knowing it wasn't nowhere near being released,
Right.
but they dropped it out there just to take a little shine off of them. Like, look what we're gonna drop for $150 someday.
Yeah, that Slate Digital company, man, that's something else.
Yeah. At the same time, no, I do like their plugins.
Right. Yeah, right.
would have said
You know,
new Waves plug-in, but Waves usually announces their stuff before the actual, so I don't know if it's anything new from them. And when we're gonna get something new from Softtube.
I don't know, man. They've been doing a lot of third-party work, it seems.
And I mean, I know they've been Well, I guess they were busy with the console one. I mean, it's shipping now, so
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's probably what it was all about. Console one, I forgot. Uh,
yeah, we haven't seen a new plug-in from them in a while. Which I don't know what they would do, but
they just signed a big deal with Marshall amplifiers too.
oh, I saw that.
Yeah, Marshall hired them, which already happened in the past, but it must have already been for one particular product at that time. But I don't know.
All right. I guess we'll wrap this up, and I said next week we'll be back and do one after the actual AES show and everything gets announced. So we'll be back to discuss that. Hopefully our predictions come true.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're talking about Studio 1.3.
Yeah. It's like I told y'all go ahead and upgrade my Reason, but I gotta put aside $100 for Studio One.
No, I totally respect that, but man, all I'm saying is, like I said, just to recap everything, um, a lot of people bash Reason 8 because they felt like the update wasn't what they wanted, but if you purchase 7, you know what I'm saying, of course it wasn't, but, coming from 6.5, I got a lot, so that's what's cool with me. And in addition to using, um, I just like the makeover, man. I appreciate the makeover because it looks more mechish, I mean, even with R&B total mix, you see what I'm saying? It just makes you feel like you're keeping up, like your stuff doesn't look as old. And I can just sometimes, they might not do a whole bunch to an update, but sometimes just a makeover, it means a lot to me. I like the studio looking nice. I appreciate the makeovers.
I mean, I'm still on Reason 4, so it'd be a huge grade for me.
You see, I'm just gonna be like, wow, you know. I enjoy it, man. I think it was a good $100 spent because when I don't feel like dealing with just the routing inside of like Logic and all that, and I just want an easy session, it's nothing for me to just pull up a Reason using their rack called Empty Plus Effects and just sending stuff where I want it. It's nothing to make my stuff sound like a record. You know what I'm saying? Without really having to work on it. And that's why I appreciate Reason. If I got an idea, I can come up with a scratch idea to make it sound like how I wanted to sound, almost with no effort in Reason.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Before we sign off, y'all got anything y'all working on you want to share?
I have a machine expansion coming out soon. Not soon, but it will be coming out on the machinewarehouse.com. So hopefully.
Okay.
You working on anything?
Huh?
You working on anything?
Of course, she's not Venus anymore. She just go by her name Tyranny. Man, she's doing some major things right now. Just got off tour. She's going overseas, and I'm overseeing her EP. So I'm looking forward to that project.
Who's recording her now?
We are.
Say what?
I said we are. The Three Snares. We're producing it and we're doing her recordings.
Oh, are you going back to Memphis to record her, or she's coming there?
No, I trained one of the guys to how to record. So he records at his studio and he sends that data back to me and I mix it.
Okay.
But man, she did the gospel challenge and got 1.5 million views, and so a lot of churches and stuff have been booking her to come sing. So she's actually generating income out there now, and she's going overseas to do some touring over there to sing and stuff too. So her management got with us, and they're pushing us to get an EP together. So.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I've seen single-handedly how those reality shows can help, man. There's a bar right down the street.
Mhm.
We used to watch this girl play and play her acoustic. Maybe might be 10 people in there sometimes. She'd still be up there playing her ass off.
Right.
And her is Crystal Bauer socks from the American. I don't know if you remember her from American Idol.
Uh,
I think she won American Idol, or she was runner up or something.
right.
But yeah, she's big time now.
Right.
And we used to watch her play right down the street to like 10 people
That's,
every weekend.
and you know what? That's what's crazy about it, man. You never know who the talent is, man. Like, and you know, you could be watching them, and then next day they done blew up.
Yeah, I always knew she had it too.
Right.
She was
Right.
always great.
Right.
She's just like uh what do you call it? A natural.
Mhm.
She's just a natural.
Yeah.
As for me, I've finally finished the Equalizers album, which I'm assuming they've approved the masters, so I'm assuming it'll be released sometime before the end of this year. Um, and then I've been mixing a lot of stuff for Marco Dane and his artists. Then I've also started teaching audio engineering courses on Udemy.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah, I seen that. That's cool.
Yeah, it takes I gotta get in a routine with it because it takes a lot to put a course up. It's just a lot of information that you gotta. It's not as simple as just uploading a YouTube video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's why some of this content I'm in charge for, just because it takes me so long to put it together.
Right.
Yeah, man, I bet. I was talking to Bill Edstrom. He does the Studio One videos for Groove 3 and all that. And he was saying like he's almost thinking about quitting doing it because it's like so much work, and then they don't even get paid. Like I found this out from him. If you got something on Groove 3, you only get paid if somebody buys that series. So all options, you get none of that.
Man, I got a bunch of stuff on Groove 3. My friend has a Groove 3 account, and he sent me a bunch of machine stuff.
Yeah, they got great videos.
Yeah, so I've been learning the machine through it, man. It's some awesome videos.
Yeah, it's a shame though, 'cause he makes like he literally wrote the book on Studio One. Like if you get the Studio One book, he's the author. And it's
Oh,
just a shame that he's thinking about quitting making the videos now and shit because of like piracy, basically.
yeah.
And I know firsthand it takes a lot of work working on expansions too. This will be my first one ever released, and it's a lot of work. And
Right.
it sucks when people just throw it out there for free like it's nothing.
Right.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up, man. It's been great hanging out with y'all, and I said we'll be back next week.
Yeah, later.
All right.